I think what I admire most about the Amber character these days is that she's just not falling for the okie doke. She no longer believes in the BS. She no longer thinks that she's higher and mightier than anything else. She calls things for what they actually are. And I always gonna respect that about anybody at all who just understands that this is what you're dealing with, this is what you're looking at, and there's nothing else at this point in time. Until there's something else or evidence to prove otherwise, this is what you're dealing with. Let's go.
I'm gonna have a talk with Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think that's gonna do, Anthony?
It's gonna let her know that what we had is no longer. I'm gonna tell her that, you know, it was with my, I don't even wanna say it was with my flesh.
Well, it was. And so you have to, number one, talk about that. Number one. And number two is nonsense. You talking to Shayla is foolishness. At this point in time, you guys are at a particular stage where a court order needs to come into play if it is that you're going to live peacefully and live in a certain level of order with your wife. So if you're not talking about a court order, you really aren't mentioning anything because everyone knows the Shayla character. Everyone has seen how the Shayla character has progressed. So why would you try to do anything else outside of that?
That was, that's in the past. You know, I, the only thing that I don't regret is my son. But I'm gonna tell her, look, you are my wife. I love you. And she's just gonna have to get over it. She can't be calling my phone in the middle of the night. If it's not something that has to do with Kai, she doesn't need to contact me.
Again, nonsense. Because how you deal with that is that you don't answer the call. Then you would have proved the point, but you haven't done that. See, it's pure talking that he's talking until he does the actions. Then the talking makes no. It's just talking. It's cheap. Talking cheap.
And this is out of respect for you. Because you are the most important thing to me.
Pure flattery. So in other words, you're telling her not to call your phone because out of respect for Amber. So you're doing it for Amber. You're not doing it for yourself to make sure that you don't have boundaries into how you go about things. Nonsense. But hey, Amber's watching, she's listening, and she realized that it's pure foolishness.
All right, look at me. I'm serious.
We serious too.
She has to learn boundaries. Now I get it that we have a child together, but we're gonna have to have some clarity about that because, like I said, you are my wife. You are the love of my life, and I'm not gonna let her disrespect you or.
Well, did you see that again? You're saying you're not going to, but when the opportunity came for you to not to do that, you did nothing at all. So in other words, it is foolishness. You're puffing smoke at this point in time. It's good to say that you're not going to allow someone to disrespect your wife, and then there is whenever something happens, you deal with it then and there. But you're not dealing with that right now. You're not.
For that matter. So, like I said, if it doesn't pertain to Kai, she doesn't need to be calling me.
I hear you.
Do you?
I do, but we are talking about Shayla. Yeah, you hear that thunder?
I do.
That's Shayla.
That's right, Amber. I'm glad that Amber has a level of frivolity as to Anthony talking these days. She just realized it's just nonsense and it's crap. And I'm glad that she has done what she has done. You know what I mean? She in a wiser space where I really and truly love it because it's like, as I've said before, like it's no longer, and I'm not saying she's all the way, hey, holy or whatever it is, and all wise and all knowing. I'm not saying that, but at least she have more sense to realize that he's just puffing at this point in time. He's just talking. He doesn't know what Shayla is going to do. He has no idea into what Shayla is going to do. And I think she's reading that he's making it seem like he's this guy that understands women, but him don't quite understand women or the depths or the ranges that women can go to. Maybe the women he had dealt with before were just women who, could have been easily dealt with. Well, they're like one or two bar girls who, hey, they didn't care. They didn't business at all. But now you're dealing with a woman who has that child for you, and she pretty much has the vindictiveness to use that child against you. And I think Amber is seeing all of that, and she's saying, dude, you really do believe that you have this under control, but I don't think you do. You don't. As I said this morning on one of the comments, she is leading the relationship. It's tough to say, but she actually is the one that's actually leading this relationship, because Anthony doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks that he has this all locked up in a bar. You know what I mean? He thinks he's got this all figured out, and he just doesn't have it figured out, and she knows him don't have it figured out. But I'm come in there for just sit by and just, hey, watch this play out. I think right now she's just amused. She's just with Anthony for the amusement of it. I think she's just with him because she loves the amusement. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, she likes the whole idea of the amusement of Anthony thinking that he has what is going on. Him think that him have what's going on. But hey, let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. What's going on here? Talk to y'all soon.